ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you all to this beautiful evening of celebrating CASA's 75 years. We are also expecting our chief guest and a guest of honor to arrive at any moment from now. Shall we all begin this event by singing our national anthem? Shall we all rise?
Janagana mana adhinayak jaya he Bharat bhagya vidhata Punjab Sindh Gujarat Maratha Dravida Utkala Vanga Vindhya Himachala Yamuna Ganga Uchala Jaladhi Taranga तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
On August 15th, 1947, at the stroke of midnight, India achieved independence from the British rule. While the jubilation broke out over a hard-fought freedom, the joy was marred by the grisly partition of our country. With the country in flames, the then Prime Minister, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, called on the Christian community to bring help and hope to the suffering communities. Unstintingly, the National Christian Council formed the Relief Committee, and by the end of 1947, this committee had mobilized enough resources to take care of refugee rehabilitation and treatment in hospitals. From this moment on, the seeds of India's one of the oldest organizations, the Church's Auxiliary for Social Action, as it is known today, were sown. CASA has served the nation and its vast diversity of people for more than 7 decades and has grown into one of India's longest serving organizations, always putting people first. Today, we work in 26 states, spanning in the length and breadth of the country, and have partnered with over 500 diverse organizations. We have worked in more than 10,000 remote and inaccessible villages and have made positive changes in the lives of more than 8 million marginalized people. With 75 years of aiding the marginalized behind us, we still proclaim to be an organization evolving and improving in our unhampered passion and burning zeal to continue to serve people. CASA has not succumbed to challenges that came in the way, and it continues to stay relevant. This, ladies and gentlemen, is exactly what we are celebrating today. The Platinum Jubilee marks the celebration of life of CASA as a premier social development organization of the country and 7 decades of selfless service. Greetings of a good evening to the august gathering of dignitaries, civil society organizations, community leaders, representatives from the media houses, and the team of CASA present here. I, Manjari, your host for the evening, extend a very warm welcome to you to the Platinum Jubilee celebration of Church's Auxiliary for Social Action. Thank you for being a part of this very important milestone in the life of CASA and making it all the more special for us. I shall now call upon Mr. Shotajit Das to welcome our guest of honor and chief guest up on the stage for the lighting of the lamp as an auspicious beginning to this evening. Deepak or Jyoti, which represents Agni and divine energy in the surrounding. Antoro mamo bikoshito koro, antore he, nirmalo koro, uchchalo koro, sundaro he. The lightning of a lamp is regarded as to bow down to knowledge. Where the lamp denotes our vices, the wick is the symbolism of ego of a person. When the lamp is lit, the vices demolish and the ego drives away or is strained out. The flame of the lamp goes in an upward direction, which signifies one should obtain knowledge in a way that uplifts one to do higher deeds. Deepak বা জ্যোতি অগ্নিকে প্রতিনিধিত্ব করে। প্রজ্বলিত প্রদীপের আলো সর্বশক্তিমানের করুণা এবং ঐশ্বরিক শক্তির দ্বারা চারপাশের সমস্ত অন্ধকার, অজ্ঞতা ও অশুভ শক্তির বিনাশ করে। আলো প্রাচুর্য, সমৃদ্ধি, জ্ঞানের বহিঃপ্রকাশ। প্রদীপ প্রজ্বলন তাই জ্ঞানের কাছে নিবেদিত হওয়া। আজ এই প্রদীপ প্রজ্বলনের মধ্যে দিয়ে এই মহৎ অনুষ্ঠানের সূচনার মুহূর্তটাকে আসুন আমরা সবাই বরণ করি। May I please request all our distinguished chief guests and guests of honor to please come on stage. And I would request Mr. Das to please accompany all of them. I would now like to take this opportunity to felicitate our respected and eminent dignitaries present on the stage by presenting them with uttorios and a bouquet of flowers. I would request Dr. Srishant Agrawal, Director of CASA, to present the uttorio to Janab Javed Khan. Please give a round of applause. Janab Javed Khan is the present Minister for Disaster Management in the Government of West Bengal. He is a long-standing politician and a social worker. He has been serving as a councillor of Ward number 66 in Kolkata from 1995 to 2010. In addition, from 2000 to 2005, Janab Khan was sworn in as the Member Mayor in Council for Health of the Kolkata Municipal Corporation. A big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for Janab Javed Khan. I would now like to call upon Mr. Shotajit Das, our Chief Zonal Officer of the East Zone, to present the uttorio and flowers to Mr. Debasish Kumar. Mr. Debasish Kumar is an MLA elected from the Rajbihari constituency in the year 2021 of the West Bengal Legislative Assembly. Please give a round of applause for Mr. Debasish Kumar. I would now like to call upon Mrs. Lynette Walrath, Senior Staff Member serving CASA for the last 41 years, to present the uttorio and flowers to a guest of honor, to Ms. Alokananda Roy. Ms. Alokananda Roy is a classical dancer, dance educationist, choreographer and a social worker. Ms. Roy is a cultural icon in Bengal as also elsewhere across the globe. Her varied in humanity in recent years has drawn her increasingly into the cause of unprivileged children, who she looks after through her inspirational foundation, and she is also associated with several organizations dealing with them, such as Calcutta Associate, our chairperson of CASA, His Grace Yakub Mar Ironis. His Grace Dr. Yakub Mar Iranius is the present Metropolitan Diocese of Kochi, Malankara Orthodox Syrian Church. He has been associated with CASA since 2003 as the National Board Member. He was the Treasurer of CASA from 2015 until 2019 and has been the Chairperson of CASA since 2019. He was ordained as a deacon in 1970 and since then His Grace has served the Church in different capacities, including as the President of the Orthodox Youth Movement and the President of Orthodox Christian Bala Samajam. He has also served as the erstwhile manager of Malankara Orthodox Church College and the Vice Chairperson of Christian Medical College Council and Executive Committee, Vellore. The epitome of strength, resilience, humility, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome His Grace Dr. Yakub Mar Iranius once again with a round of applause. I shall now call upon Mr. Shotaji Das to felicitate our chairperson of the Eastern Zonal Committee, Reverend Bajel Murmu. Reverend Bajel Murmu has been in our Eastern Zonal Committee for a longest time, and we are very glad to have you, sir, amongst us. Please give a round of applause for His Most Reverend Bajel Murmu. I would now like to call upon Mr. Shotaji Das to felicitate our Director of CASA, Dr. Shashank Agrawal. He has begun his service with CASA as a field officer in 1981 and rose to the ranks of Chief Zonal Officer of CASA East Zone. In his time of 41 years, ladies and gentlemen, he has touched many lives, uplifted many souls, and he continues to mentor and influence many grassroots leaders, civil society workers, and leaders of the global church through his dynamic leadership. He has been extensively contributing in making churches in India and the global church as a whole to engage in responsible dictional ministry, a passionate ecumenical leader and a strong promoter of inclusive development, former moderator of ACT Alliance, which is an international dictional network of 147 faith-based organizations from 125 countries across the globe, a CASA stalwart and the director of CASA since 2001. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together once more for Dr. Shashank Agrawal. I would now request Mr. Alok Ghosh to kindly felicitate Mr. Ambarish Nag Biswas. Mr. Ambarish Nag Biswas is a ham radio operator and the Secretary of West Bengal Radio Club. As a dedicated ham, he has served millions of people in the times of emergency. Please, a round of applause for Mr. Ambarish Nag. We would also take this opportunity of this beautiful evening to honor our other dignitaries this evening. Please put your hands together for Dr. J.A. Oliver and Mrs. Oliver. He is the present Chancellor of Sam Higginbotham University of Agriculture and Technology and Sciences in Allahabad. He is the agriculturist with his past experience in the development sector continues to be in the forefront of leadership of the like-minded initiatives and is an elected member of a 10-member International Governing Council of the Society of International Development. Thank you, sir and madam, for making this evening for us so special. We have with us Mrs. Shangumitra Das, wife of Shotaji Das, and she has retired as an employee from the Social Welfare Department under Government of West Bengal. Thank you, madam, for being with us and gracing us with this occasion. We have with us Mohammad Abdul Ghani, who is also a retired WBCS Executive Officer who has served the state of government of West Bengal by holding important portfolios of all the administration. Thank you, sir, for being with us and encouraging us in all our endeavors. A round of applause for Mohammad Abdul Ghani, sir. Thank you to our chief guest and a guest of honor on the stage, and our special dignitaries also for being present this evening. We will now invite His Grace Dr. Yakub Mar Iranius, Metropolitan of the Diocese of Kochi, Malankara Orthodox Syrian Church, Chairperson of CASA, to please come to the dais and deliver a special address.
Honorable Minister Janab Jahid Ahmed Khan, Dr. Shashi Panja, Minister, who is expected anytime, Mr. Debasish Kumar, Member of Legislative Assembly, West Bengal, Mrs. Alokananda Roy, Dr. Sushant Agrawal, Director of this big organization, Churches Auxiliary for Social Action. Most Reverend Bajel Murmu, chairperson, CASA East Zone. Mr. Ambarish Nag Biswas. And of course, our dear Satyajit Das, who is the moving spirit in the eastern region of CASA. Friends, we here, sitting here, we are facing light too bright, almost blinding. And the audience is in the dark. I don't know what it means. But I must confess that I feel proud standing here in the land of Bankim Chandra Chatterjee, Rabindranath Tagore and Mother Teresa. Big names in Bengal. Friends, this is an occasion for CASA to celebrate its existence for the last 75 years in this country. Primarily, this is an occasion to be thankful to God and thankful to the successive governments in Delhi and different states for having recognized the work of CASA throughout this country. So we are celebrating. We feel so humble that God has been kind enough to let us be in India as CASA. As we heard in the morning, this is an auxiliary of the churches in India. And CASA is an organization, is an NGO with a difference. Why I say that? This is the only organization which came into being as a response to a call. The first Prime Minister of India gave a call. You come and help. And Christian churches then in 1947 accepted that call. Those were very difficult times for India, especially in North. And Pandit Nehru requested the Christian leaders there then, because of the tussle between two communities, he said, why can't you come and help these people? Bring some relief and reconciliation. That was the mission given to CASA by the Prime Minister. Maybe this is the only organization where the ruler of the country, the Prime Minister, gives a call and the church responds. And we are very, very grateful to that. From that day on, CASA has been active in this country, in almost all the states. So CASA has defined itself, justified itself, what it is and what it should be. Environments may change, people may come and go, but God wants CASA to be CASA in India. Otherwise, it should have died out years ago. It is that positive response to a call that the churches today are proud to say, we are the creation of the churches in India. We have come into being as a response, a positive response, the Prime Minister's call to rise to the occasion and help people who are suffering, who are in need. And that is the mandate of CASA. We in CASA always be ready to reach any spot, any region, any place that people are in need, people are suffering, especially those who are neglected by the larger public. Those who feel they have nothing of their own, no house, no home. We are proud to be Indians, but at the same time there are helpless, hapless people in this country who have nothing to call this is our home. People go hungry to bed. After 75 years of independence, if you look back, where we started in 1947 and where are we now? So CASA as well, it's a Platinum Jubilee for Independent India, Platinum Jubilee for CASA. To look back and introspect, what has CASA been doing through the years to the people of India? It is for us to ruminate and take lessons, learn lessons from our own experience by interacting with people. And we look ahead and dedicate what we do, what we are, into God's hands, so that God will make use of CASA. Usually we say we are taking a journey. CASA is on a journey. Who is the initiator of the journey? God is the initiator. He is taking the journey, we join him. Not that we take the journey and God joins us. For me it is the other way around. God takes the initiative. This is the Holy Spirit who inspires us to be Christians and to help those people who are marginalized, who are the nobodies in society. And we are very much conscious of it. And if you ask me, what have you achieved? If you ask Director, what have you achieved? With 41 years of association with CASA. Humbly we would say, we are not doing anything. God is acting. We are in His hands. We dedicate not only ourselves, but our dreams for India, where people feel they have the right to lead an honorable life, right to live with self-respect. That is the right of every citizen in this country. When God created the universe, including this planet Earth, human beings were created. And that is a unique race. Why? Because no other part of creation bears the impress of the image of God. Only human beings. That makes all the difference. That means, theologically, historically, to say that God created man in His image and likeness essentially carries the idea that we as humans can love, care, forgive, and do godly things like God. We can love selflessly others like God. We can have sacrificial love for others like God. So that is essentially the meaning of saying that God has given His image and likeness to human beings. Otherwise we have no right to call ourselves human. To be human is essentially to be godly. Because our origin and our completion, everything is in God. And friends, this evening, I want to tell you and myself too, that we believe that we have responsibility to one another. People who belong to any language, religion, ethnicity, any cultural variation. But there is responsibility to one another is fundamental. I can say I am living and happy. No. You are not a complete human being unless you feel with others, and as our director usually says, compassion. Without that, no one has the right to say we are human beings. That's why it's said to be human is to be godly. And this country is calling out to those people who love India, who love the very idea of India, to be of help to those who are in need. In the south, north, east or west, anywhere. CASA is a name. Now it is known everywhere in India. It goes to a place where there is a scene of calamity, natural or man-made calamity. And CASA appeals to people outside, in India as well as outside, come and help us. And they do. So our partners have been very positive, always willing to listen to our call and come to our help. CASA is not a reserve bank. We don't have that money, but money comes and goes. We know that very well. But our people out there who are crying out for help and a drop of compassion, they are happy. Poor people eat and happy and they thank God. So this is the story, the success story of CASA. The element of compassion and love in action, not in action, love in action. Or in our language, people helping people. This is a movement. Exactly, this is not an organization, but a very dynamic movement is moving forward as commanded by God. We take that idea to heart and feel we are conscious of our responsibility to one another. And also I want to repeat again, as we did in Mumbai, this is not an organization to convert people. Not at all. So far in the 75 years of life of CASA, we have not converted a single individual. So it is not on the agenda of CASA, but we help. We feel we are born to help. And the successive governments, here federal government and state governments, have, by and large, to recognize the work of CASA. That is why we have ministers here, we have the MLA here, we have social leaders here, civil society representatives are here. That makes India what it is. It's the India of myriad colors, where every citizen has the right to be an Indian, to live in India. Need not be rich, but contented lives, Indian lives. We value that. And this time we have a very, very dynamic director, Dr. Shushank. Even neglecting his health is right about. He's meticulous in planning and arranging things. So we have to learn so many things from him. I thank you, sir, for directing the organization. He's the director, he should direct everybody. Directing the organization. Also, we have a senior member from CASA family, Dr. Oliver is the chancellor. Even Germany will be the president, German chancellor. We are also thankful to all the leaders. I did not give all the names. The minister to come, and the minister who is already here, and the MLA and all the guests here. Thank you, sirs, on behalf of Madam too, on behalf of the Church's Auxiliary for Social Action. If you are not active, you can tell us. Why are you not active? You said Church's Social Action. Without action, CASA just cannot be. That is it. So we are also subject to correction if we go wrong. But the mandate given to us by the churches, by Jawaharlal Nehru, and above all, by God, is this. And that is the church for. In Mumbai said, Jawaharlal Nehru was challenging us. What are you doing? What is the church for in India? People are suffering. Go, immediately go there. You send some relief there. And let people get reconciled. That is the biggest problem today in the world. How can the nations be reconciled? Every nation becomes seemingly selfish. Whether G20 or G20, whatever it is. Every nation looks after its interests. Maybe they have the right to do that. So the world is changing day by day, and the change is a sign of life. Change is a sign of life, but change be for the better. Friends, this evening is special for us because 75 years, the Platinum Jubilee, which has brought relief to thousands of people in this country. We are grateful to God. We are grateful to our partners, grateful to all the churches in India, all the governments, social workers, everybody. It is a strength that is drawn from you that makes CASA active, social action. And every word there is significant. Church's auxiliary for social action. Thank you all for joining us this evening. Sorry that I cannot speak in Bengali. Shatyadiji is smiling. Maybe some others will use hybrid speeches. I know the director will be mixing his English with Bengali. I also thank Most Reverend Bishop, who is the chairperson of the East Zone, and all others here, Reverend Father there, all of you, by a big namaste and namaskar to everybody. Thank you very much. May God bless us. Jai Hind.
Thank you, His Grace Dr. Yakub Bar Ilianius, for your inspirational message. I would now like to show our honor, appreciation, love for our Chief Zonal Officer, Mr. Shotyajit Das. Mr. Shotyajit Das has been with CASA for more than 3 decades of experience working in the development sector. He has been with CASA since 1982. He is a CASA veteran and continues to play a key role in facilitating the development goals of the organization. And this, I must say, his commitment to serve people in his capacity is unfaltering. Thank you, sir, for all your help and support to the entire team of CASA East Zone. Thank you. I'm sure all of us here have seen a bud blooming into a flower. And many of us know that flowers are born from buds, right? There are different stages for a bud to bloom into a flower. This is the story of CASA too. Many of us here know that CASA was not born as CASA. What started as the National Christian Council Relief Committee in 1947 became Committee on Relief and Gift Supplies, or CORAGS, in 1955, Christian Agency for Relief and Social Action in 1967, and Christian Agency for Social Action, Relief and Development in 1970. A big change came when this agency became autonomous in 1976, and finally Church's Auxiliary for Social Action, or CASA, was born. The story of CASA is a story of transformation, or as I call it, the story of the metamorphosis of CASA. And who could be a better man to talk about this metamorphosis than Dr. Shashank Agrawal himself, who has been leading CASA from the front as a director for more than 2 decades now. Sir, I invite you to please share your reflections on the journey over these 75 glorious years.
Thank you, Manjuri. We have with us on the dais Sri Javed Ahmad Khan साहब, आपको मैं बहुत आमंत्रित करता हूँ, धन्यवाद देता हूँ. We have our MLA Sri Debasish Kumar. We have Mrs. Alokananda Roy. Such a great privilege to have you, ma'am, with us. Right? And then, of course, our chairperson, Dr. Mar Yakub Irenius is here. Sir, welcome to you also, and I recognize your presence. We have Most Reverend Bajel Murmu, the chairperson of Eastern Zone, and Mr. Ambarish Nag Biswas. What a privilege, friends, it is to stand before all of you. আপনাদের আমি অনেক নমস্কার জানাই. আমি হিন্দিতে বলবো, বাংলাতে বলবো, চেষ্টা করব ইংরেজিতে কম বলার. আমি তাই জন্য বলছি কারণ কি 20 বছর আমি কলকাতাতে ছিলাম, আর যখন আমি ম্যানেজমেন্ট স্কুল থেকে আসি কাসাতে 1981-এতে, তারপরে আমি কোনো জব চেঞ্জ করিনি. আর আমি জানতাম না তখন, কেন কি আমি সবচাইতে যে প্রথম, when you enter an organization, so I entered as field officer. I never knew that one day I will have to lead such a great organization, and I do not know how did this happen. Why I am giving this small introduction, because we have been saying celebrating 75 years. আর আমার জন্য for celebrating any occasion should make that person more responsible. 75 years is gone. Whatever we had to do, whatever we had to perform, whatever we had to deliver, हमने किया इन 75 सालों में, और इसका कोई क्रेडिट हम नहीं लेना चाहते, क्योंकि अगर कोई देश की सेवा करता है तो उसकी क्रेडिट कभी नहीं लेनी चाहिए, क्योंकि वो देश को समर्पण होना चाहिए. और कासा का जो भी काम हुआ 75 सालों में, उसको हम देश को समर्पित करते हैं. दूसरा, a very wrong narrative which has been created for CASA only because of our name. We are churches auxiliary. Yes, we are churches auxiliary, but we have mandate only for social action. But narrative created that ये church है, church की करे, लोकेদের convert करे, but we are not church. You have to recognize we are the auxiliary of the church, who has been mandated only to be engaged in social action. And I feel so proud because I have a large family of my colleagues. They will be about 200 plus people in 26 states. And why I am proud? Because they belong to Hindus, they belong to Christians, they belong to Muslims, they belong to Jain, they belong to Sikh. And that is what India is. The unity in diversity. आप में से यहाँ पे बहुत से हमारे पार्टनर्स हैं जिनके साथ हमने काम किया है. बिहार में किया है, वेस्ट बेंगलेতে আমরা করেছি, এখন রিসেন্টলি সাইক্লোন হলো, ওতে করলাম, গত বছর আমি এসে দেখে গেলাম. সুন্দরবনেতে কাজ হয়েছে. আপনারা এখানে আছেন, আপনারা অনেক বোধহয় আমাকে জানবেন. কেউ যদি আজকে একজন উঠে বলে দেয় कि CASA has converted one person, I promise you I will resign and go away from this organization. Because that is not our mandate. That was not our work. Our work was to share the pain of the people who suffered because of the disasters and because of the structural perpetuated poverty. And why I say this? Because the social systems in this country, which also includes religious systems in this country, the economic systems in this country, and political systems in this country somehow have contributed in perpetuating poverty. Many may challenge me, but I would like to prove that these structures have not allowed people to live together. Many a times we hear again the stories of 1947 when we talk about religious divides. But India cannot be divided anymore. India is one and India will remain one. And when I say that we have to celebrate and we become more responsible, then that is what responsibility is. Recently I was in Germany and a professor who visits 7 universities in Germany asked me that today's children, they are no more interested when we talk about serving people, service. They are interested how many euros per hour I am going to get. So would you like to give any message to the youngsters of the university in Germany? And I told that professor very smilingly, I said, money cannot change all the problem of the world. Money cannot change. And I also would like to tell you that accumulation of the wealth, which also includes money, जो जब जमा होती है ना, जब जमा करने लगते हैं हम पैसा, तो उससे एक तरफ तो इनइक्वालिटी बढ़ती है, क्योंकि तब कुछ लोग अमीर बन जाते हैं और कुछ लोग और गरीबी की तरफ ढकेल दिए जाते हैं. तो ये सेलिब्रेशन जो है हमें और रिस्पॉन्सिबल करना पड़ेगा, करना होगा कि हम 75 साल के लेगेसी में जिंदगी ना जिए कासा में. मैं तो और एक आध साल पे चला जाऊंगा, लेकिन जो हमारे कलीग्स हैं स्पेशली उनके लिए मेरा ये मैसेज है, हम उधर बोलते चाहे वो कि डोंट लिव विद द लेगेसी ऑफ कासा, बट ट्राई टू क्रिएट समथिंग न्यू which will make the life of the people a better life, which will not divide from people to people. And that is the responsibility which the younger generation in this organization has got. But one caution, I was telling somebody that when we came from the management schools, we first task given to CASA staff was go and spend some time in the field. Stay with the people. But today, very unfortunately, the commercialization of education has gone to such extent when we bring the youngsters today and we say, Apni jaan, ei gramete, du masher jonne apnar ei assignment ache. Tritiyo mashe jokhon ashe, oi chele mera resignation niye ashe. We want to straight away sit on the chair in air condition. We never bothered whether you are going by bus, night bus, whether ticket, no ticket. Today you ask the children, they are not ready. The world has changed. So, the meaning of social action cannot be commercialized and should not be commercialized, like education has commercialized in this country today. And that is a big challenge. 75 years, I said, has gone by. But how are you relevant? Context has changed. Are you still relevant? And if you are no more relevant, then you have no business to be any more in the social action. Friends, we are so delighted to have all of you with us in giving us this message that be relevant. I take that message from all of you, that remaining relevant is the part of celebration. We grow in age, but we have to remain relevant to serve people. If that is what the objective of this organization is, then stand in struggle with the people and you will get many more blessings. Thank you all very much. Jai Hind and Jai Bangla.
Thank you, sir, for sharing the journey of CASA and for taking us through your vivid experiences and enlightening us with the past and of course with a hopeful future. I would now like to invite our chief guest for the evening, Janab Javed Ahmed Khan, to share a few words.
Thank you, Manjuri, the host. A very pleasant good evening to all of you sitting in front, the delegates and guests. And on the dais, we have with us chairperson of CASA, His Highness Dr. Yupuk, director of CASA, Dr. Sushant Agarwal. He spoke very nicely just now. Both of them spoke nicely. Then we have Mr. Debasish Kumar. He is also member, mayor and council, Kolkata Municipal Corporation for a long time, and he is also a member of the Legislative Assembly and a colleague of mine. He works silently, and I was asking him, what is the age of your puja? He said 75 years. I said, then you are competing with CASA. We have here Mrs. Alokananda Roy, a social reformer and artist and a classical dancer. We have with us Mr. Satyajit Das, Chief Zonal Officer. We have with us Most Reverend Bajel Murmu, Chairperson, CASA Eastern Zone. Mr. Ambarish Nag Biswas, Secretary, Ham Radio. We also use in our department Ham Radio, the Disaster Management Department. Ladies and gentlemen, like just now, Dr. Sushant Agarwal spoke in all the languages, Hindi, English and Bengali. I will try to replicate him or duplicate him, whatever you say. It is very nice, you know, to come to an organization who is working for the people. Service to mankind is service to God, that we know. And compassion towards your fellow brethren, and that too, who needs it, is the need of the hour in the present day also. A very strong organization working for 75 years since independence and carrying out strongly. I think we should not appreciate only, we should thank them that they are doing this marvelous work, helping the people very well. I had no knowledge about CASA, but coming here, hearing them, every minute and every hour or every second, you learn something. I have come here and learn about CASA. They're doing marvelous good work, so a big hand to them for doing this marvelous work. People need compassion, people need humbleness. But what we are facing today, in this present scenario, you can imagine, here CASA is trying to unite people with their love and compassion and with their help and work. But unity in diversity is just now, I heard from one of the speakers here. Yes, definitely. India is famous for it, and as a Indian, I feel proud that yes, we might belong to different communities, different religious segments, different organizations, but definitely one thing is there, the uniqueness of India. We have a bouquet of flowers. In the flowers, we have all kind of flowers. That is Hindu, Muslim, Sikhs, Isais and all. And that is India for which we always think proud. We feel proud and think to work for its betterment. যেটা আমি বলছিলাম একটু আগেই কি বাংলায় উনি বলেছেন, হিন্দিতে বলেছেন, I try to be with him in that matter. আজকের দিনে যেটা সবচেয়ে বড় যেটা সমস্যা হয়ে উঠছে, we don't follow our Bible, that is the Bible of the country, Constitution. We swear on it, but we flout it as at our own will. যখন তখন যখন ইচ্ছে আমরা কনস্টিটিউশনের উপর শপথ নিয়ে এবং যারা লিড করছে তারা সবচেয়ে বেশি ফ্লাউট করছে, এটা বলতে দ্বিধা নেই। আজকে এটাই বাস্তব এবং এটাই আজকে আমাদের যেটা সামাজিক কিরকম হচ্ছে ডিভিশন ডিফারেন্সেসও বাড়িয়ে দিচ্ছে এবং কান্ট্রিকেও পিছিয়ে দিয়ে যাচ্ছে। CASA definitely they are working on social platform. ভালো, এই কাজটা করতে গেলে আমার মনে হয় ড্রপ অ্যান্ড ড্রপ মেক্স অন ওশান। আমরা যদি আস্তে আস্তে সবই চেষ্টা করি, then definitely we can make or break India. If we think in a positive way, we can make India, and if we think in a destructive way, we can break India. That we have come to learn. But there are organizations like CASA silently working from behind the scene, and they are working not for any particular people or religion. They are working for the distressed people, the people who are suffering, the people who needs their help, who needs their compassion, their love. They are doing for it. Yes, that is the, I think, best message from CASA which we need today and for tomorrow also. আজকে দিনে এইটাই সবচেয়ে বড় মেসেজ কি আমরা এখন এরকম মানুষ আছে, এরকম অর্গানাইজেশন আছে যারা আজকে মানুষের জন্য চিন্তা করে, দেশের জন্য চিন্তা করে কাজ করে, এবং CASA তার মধ্যে একটা অর্গানাইজেশন। আমার মনে হয় কনস্টিটিউশনে যদি আমরা প্রেমবালে যাই, যেটা প্রেমবাল বলছি ওয়েলফেয়ার স্টেট, যখন আমরা যদি ওটা নিয়ে চিন্তা করি কি আমরা সত্যি কি ওয়েলফেয়ার স্টেটে বাস করছি, আমরা যদি অল ইন্ডিয়া সিনারি দেখি তাহলে আমরা মনে করি এভরি স্টেট, এভরি কিলোমিটার রাজ্য কিছু কিছু চেষ্টা করছে। কিন্তু আসুন, যেখানে আপনার আজকে দাঁড়িয়ে আমাদের পশ্চিমবঙ্গ, আমরা যেখানে বসে আছি, সেইখানে আমরা গর্বর সঙ্গে বলতে পারি যে আজকে এই কিলোমিটার আমাদের সরকার অন্তত মানুষের জন্য কাজ করছে, চেষ্টা করছে, কাজ করবে। এটাই বড় উপলব্ধি আজকে 21st সেঞ্চুরি। আজকে দেখুন একটু কিলোমিটার আমি বলছিলাম কি আমি যে ডিপার্টমেন্ট থেকে বিলং করি, ডিজাস্টার ম্যানেজমেন্ট সিভিল ডিফেন্স, সে কিলোমিটার ন্যাচারাল ডিজাস্টার হতে পারে, ম্যানমেড ডিজাস্টার হতে পারে। যে কাজটা CASA করছে সেই আমরা একটু সেই কাজটা করছি, একটু অন্য আকারে করছি। কিন্তু একটা জিনিস ঠিক, একটাই উদ্দেশ্য মানুষকে হেল্প করা, গভর্নমেন্টের পক্ষ থেকেও বেসরকারি পক্ষ থেকে তারা করছে। আজকে একলা CASA কিছু করতে পারবে না, একলা সরকারও কিছু করতে পারবে না। We should join hand together to help the needed one, the people who need it. That is, I think, the best message we can give. And I can say from this platform that if CASA comes forward with any suggestion or any ideas which can help the people, I think we will be there with them to work out and do the needful. আমি একটা ছোট গল্প বলে শেষ করব। আপনি দেখুন, মানুষ একটা সংস্থা তার একটা আইডেন্টিটি তৈরি করেছে কাজের মাধ্যমে, সেটা CASA করেছে। সরকার, আমাদের সরকার কাজ করছে ওয়েলফেয়ারের জনগণের, আমরা বলছি কিছু না, অল্প কাজ করছে কিন্তু করছে। আজকে সেরকমই ডাক্তার দেবী শেঠির নাম আপনারা সবই শুনেছেন। একটা মানুষ ডক্টর ডেভিড শেটি, সে সাউথে ও বেস্ট ম্যান, এবং ওইখানে একটা ইনোভেটিভ আইডিয়া, একটা চিন্তাধারা তার, সে কিরকম একটা প্রকল্প বার করলো। সে চিন্তা করলো, এই যে গরিব মানুষ আছে যারা রিক্সা চালায়, যারা ট্যাক্সি ড্রাইভার, যারা বাসের কন্ডাক্টর, যারা কিরকম আছে ডেইলি লেবার ওয়েজেস যারা আনে, তাদের কিরকম হেল্প করা যায়। আজকে তিনি ওইখানে একটা কিরকম যে স্কিম বার করেছিলেন, এবং সেটা ওইখানে চলছে। আমাদের এখানে সেটা মানে সফল হয়নি, কি কারণে আমি জানি না, কিন্তু সেইখানে সফল হয়েছে। উনি প্রত্যেকটা যারা এরকম গরিব মানুষ আছেন, যারা রিক্সা চালায়, ঠেলা চালায়, ডেলি ওয়েজ লেবার আছে, তাদের বললেন 5 টাকা না 10 টাকা ডেলি তোমরা আমাদের দাও, 5 টাকা দাও, আর 3 বছরের জন্য দাও। তারপরে তোমার হার্টের কোনো প্রবলেম হতে গেলে ফ্রি অফ কস্ট তোমাদের অপারেশন হবে, সব ট্রিটমেন্ট হবে। উনি ওই ব্যবস্থাটা করেছে। আজকে একটা মানুষ 5 টাকা তো সবই দিতে পারে, কিন্তু তার যদি একটা হার্টের বাইপাস সার্জারি হয়, একটা ঠেলালা রিক্সালা সে চিন্তায় পড়ে যাবে। কিন্তু আজকে সেই মানুষটা, তিনি এই একটা নোবেল আজকে স্কিম বার করে অনেক মানুষের উপকার করেছেন। এরকমই আমাদেরও চিন্তা করতে হবে মানুষের উপকার করার জন্য কিরকম সুন্দর একটা স্কিম বার করা যায়, যাতে আমরা মানুষের কাজ করতে পারি, মানুষের সঙ্গে থাকতে পারি। আমি এবার আবার ধন্যবাদ জানিয়ে আমার কথাটা শেষ করবো এখানে। Definitely CASA needs a big applaud and hand from all of you for doing their work for the last 25 years, and I salute them on their 75 years of service to the nation, to the people. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your words of inspiration, and also reminding us of how united we are in our diversity and of our uniqueness. Thank you so much. May I now call upon Mr. Debasish Kumar to share a few words.
Good evening, respected guests, ladies and gentlemen, respected guests on the dais, of the dais. Just now, Mr. Javed Ahmed Khan finished his speech. First, I congratulate the CASA for their celebrating 75 years of their journey. Actually, 1947 is very auspicious years to all Indians. We are also celebrating our freedom, our celebration years. And thank you, CASA. When our Prime Minister, Present Prime Minister, Jawaharlal Nehru asked to support, and you extend your hand to build up the new India. And definitely, we congratulate you. We are very bold to say that we are not converting anyone. So definitely, it's something else. But you know, this is a soil of Bengal where we don't believe in conversion. Always, our spiritual guru says, definitely among the people, different opinion is there, different path is there, but goal is same. ঠাকুর বলছেন, যত মত তত পথ, লক্ষ্য এক। So there is no need to change. There is no need to convert any people. Actually, definitely we are celebrating the 75 years of our Indian freedom, but with broken heart. Before 75 years, our leaders' dreams are not true, not fulfilled. You know, they say the India are secular country, but today, maybe our government also follow this secularism, but their attitude, their action, something different. than secularism. So definitely we appeal to the CASA, not only the poor people, economically backward people, but also restore our spirit, restore our constitution. You also work with us for save our democracy, for save our constitution. আমি শেষ করবই বলে বাংলা রবীন্দ্রনাথের বাংলা, এ বাংলা নেতাজি সুভাষচন্দ্রের বাংলা, এ বাংলা নজরুলের বাংলা, ঠাকুর রামকৃষ্ণের বাংলা, স্বামী বিবেকানন্দের বাংলা। আমরা maybe we are economically backward than other state, but we are the capital of culture. So আমরা জানি কেমন করে আমাদের এগোতে হবে। Only we want to support from CASA if we join together and start the work for restoration of our constitution. Definitely today or tomorrow we will win the race. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Sir has always been extending his support, his most valuable support to CASA for all our response, and especially during the COVID-19 under his constituency. So we are very, very grateful. Thank you so much, sir. I will now call upon Ms. Alokananda Roy to share a few words to this special, beautiful evening.
A very good evening to each and every one of you. My humble pranam to all of you who are on the dais, and they're all great people. And of course my salute to CASA on completion of 75 years. I'm just a dancer. All I can do is dance. And I have been performing on stage for the last 67 years. So you can guess how old I am. But when I was young, I didn't realize the power of dance and music. I was dancing for myself, for the joy of myself. But till I realized that how it can touch lives and transform people's mind. Although whatever I have done with humility, I would say I've been doing a lot of work other than teaching dance and performing. I work with the prisoners of West Bengal, not only West Bengal, I have also worked with prisoners in the US and in Pondicherry. People call it the dance therapy, the culture therapy. I call it the love therapy. I've just used dance as my medium to reach. I keep saying that no child is born a criminal or an offender. Why people do something like that is in a situation, I don't know, I have not been in that situation. I may have done the same thing, but they are all human beings. Nobody wants to be bad. So if one gets an opportunity to transform themselves and accepted by the society, they will never go back to the dark world. I have more than now also more than 9 or 10 lifers who are in life imprisonment. So I'm often asked, don't you feel scared? Believe me, I'm more safe inside than outside. Because I have hundreds of boys and girls who call me Ma. I'm known as the jail Janani. And they are the ones who protect me. People who fear them are actually unaware of their goodness. All I did was use my dance and the love that I have a mother's love, to make them feel like normal human beings again, with the goodness of every divine soul. We are all God's children. We all are divine, but it's only through something that we can, what would I say, stimulate that divinity or bring that into light, which they had forgotten they had. But all my children are beautiful children, and I think love and compassion, and I have learned to be non-judgmental. I've learned to forgive in a prison. So prison sometimes can transform you in so many different ways. But as I said, the tool, the medium has been love. And of course, dance, music, rhythm, because I don't think there's anybody who can't dance. You don't have to be a dancer to dance. And when you dance, you feel good. Everybody taps to a rhythm and moves with music. And it does something good. You feel good. And that's all I've done. And the rest is history. And if you meet my children, you will know how beautiful they are. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. And once again, CASA, please, if I need your help, please stand by me. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for your beautiful message. We are not known of your spectacular work that you're doing. And thank you once again for sharing the power of love and the power of dance. CASA's broad and wide fabric of social work and the journey through the past 7 decades comprises not just efforts but also learnings. Encapsulating these efforts, learnings, and candid reflections on the impact generated by the organization, CASA has compiled 5 publications that has included a coffee table book, a Platinum Jubilee book, messages and greetings, CASA souvenir, and a visual documentary. On this glorious occasion, on this beautiful evening, I would request our director, Dr. Sushant Agrawal, to present the invaluable publication, our coffee table book, to our chief guest of honor.
This is a very special publication where we have tried to capture 7 decades of work. And most of the work in this coffee table book has been done by my communication team based in Delhi. So sir, if you can just open it. And this is a present to the Government of West Bengal, right? So this is what the book is. You can open this and you can see all the work which has been done. And they are in decades. Documented. Yes. This is, we have tried to capture through the photographs the work which CASA has done for 75 years. So this is presented to the government, sir. Thank you. Anytime you need us, we are there. And we are thankful to you for all the work and all the support which you have extended to us. And of course to you, ma'am. Any day, call us. Don't allow us to sleep. You, sir.
To our very favorite Devada and Modiji.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Modiji.
And this is to you, sir. He has already received.
Thank you so much. He is a great support to CASA, Mr. Ambarish.
নমস্কার উপস্থিত সকলকে জানাই আমার প্রণাম। আমার গুরু শ্রী শনির আদরের প্রতি সশ্রদ্ধ প্রণাম জানিয়ে শুরু করছি আমার ঘর বলার অনুষ্ঠান। সকালে সূর্য ওঠার আগে প্রকৃতির নিয়মে অ্যালার্ম বাজিয়ে দেয় গ্রামের এক বড়। এখনো গ্রামের মা ঠাকুমারা সবার মঙ্গল কামনায় বাজিয়ে দেয় মঙ্গল শঙ্খ। ধীরে ধীরে জেগে ওঠে পাখির দল। টানা করে ওঠে সূর্য। সকালবেলা এক বাউল কাকা তার একতারা নিয়ে বেরিয়ে পড়েছে গ্রামের পথে। পাখি কখন উড়ে যায়, বধালে গেছে রে গায়, পাখি কখন উড়ে যায়। ও দিদিমা, কোথায় চললে? এই ছাগলগুলোকে নিয়ে একটু মাঠের দিকে যাচ্ছি গো। সে কি, তুমি জানো না আজকে যে ঝড় আসবে? ওই না তো বাবা, যাও যাও, মাঠের দিকে না দিয়ে ওদেরকে নিয়ে তুমি কোনো একটা ভালো জায়গায় নিয়ে রেখে আসো। ঠিক আছে, তাই দেখি। পাখি কখন উড়ে যায়, কোথায় যাও? এই গরুগুলোকে নিয়ে একটু মাঠের দিকে যাচ্ছি গো, মাঠে ছেড়ে দে। সে কি, তুমি জানো না আজকে ঝড় আসবে? হ্যাঁ, সে তো জানি, নিজেরই থাকার জায়গা নাই, তাই এগুলোকে আর কি করি, তাই এগুলোকে খোলা আকাশের নিচে ছেড়ে দিই, ওরা আশ্রয় খুঁজে নেবে। ওই শোনো, ওই দেখো কুকুরগুলো যেন ওদের অমঙ্গলের ডাক দিছে গো। এমনি করে দুপুর গড়িয়ে বিকেল, বিকেলের পর আসে রাত। সেই সাথে শুরু হয় ঝোড়ো হাওয়া। রাত যত গভীর হয়, হাওয়ার গতিবেগ বাড়ে জোরে। ঝড় থামে, তছনছ হয়ে যায় কত গাছপালা, ঘর বাড়ি, প্রাণ হারায় পশু পাখি, এমনকি মানুষ। কোন এক ভাঙা ঘরের ভেতর থেকে ভেসে আসে বাবা মা হারানো অসহায় এক শিশুর কান্না। সেই কান্না ছড়িয়ে পড়ে গ্রাম থেকে গ্রামান্তরে। তারপর সরকার এবং কাসা মিলিতভাবে গঠন করলো ডিএমটিএর দল। আর মানুষ আজকে ভারতবর্ষ স্বাধীন হয়েছে 75 বছর হয়ে গেল। আর সেই 75 বছর স্বাধীনতার জন্মলগ্ন থেকেই কাসার পথ চলা শুরু। আর তারপর কাসা গঠন করলো গ্রামের মানুষকে নিয়ে বিপর্যয়ের মোকাবিলা দল। গ্লোবাল ওয়ার্মিংয়ের ফলে বিপর্যয় বেড়েই চলেছে। আর সেই বিপর্যয় থেকে মানুষকে রক্ষা করার জন্য কাসা নিরন্তর গঠন ও প্রশিক্ষণ দিয়ে চলেছে এই বিপর্যয় মোকাবিলা বাহিনীকে। সেই বিপর্যয় মোকাবিলা বাহিনী আজ যে কোনো বিপর্যয়ের আগে, বিপর্যয়ের সময়, বিপর্যয়ের পরে নিয়মিত কাজ করে চলেছে। তাই তো গ্রামের মানুষ আজ বলতে শিখেছে, বাজবো বাজবো রে আমরা, বাজবো রে বাজবো, ভাঙা বুকের পাঁজর লইয়া নতুন বসত গড়ব। হে বাজবো বাজবো রে আমরা, বাজবো রে বাজবো, ভাঙা বুকের পাঁজর লইয়া নতুন বসত গড়ব। গ্রামের মানুষকে বাঁচতে শিখিয়েছে কাসা। গ্রামের মানুষকে দিল নতুন করে জীবন জীবিকার সন্ধান। নমস্কার জানিয়ে আমার করোনার অনুষ্ঠান এখানে শেষ করছি। নমস্কার।
Thank you, Debasish Babu. The children that you see up on the stage, ladies and gentlemen, are the Green Scouts of CASA, who are spreading awareness on climate change both in Kolkata and the Sundarbans. They are our young climate warriors. A big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for them. Thank you. As we are all aware about the fact that Sundarban Delta is the world's heritage with its beautiful flora and fauna, but at the same time, it is prone to the devastating disasters like Aila, Bulbul, Amphan, and the very recently Yas. So to make the community aware, onomatopoeia, or what you just heard, is a tool that we widely use to make the people aware during such, before and after disasters. Now, I will take this opportunity to showcase to you all the documentary of CASA, which is a visual display of the journey of CASA through its 75 glorious years.
Once again, good evening to everyone. I, Satyajit Das, take this opportunity to first and foremost thank God Almighty for His providence and benevolence, which has enabled CASA to reach the community as per the mission and vision through these 75 years. I extend my sincere thanks on behalf of CASA to the chief guest, honorable ministers, esteemed guests of honor. I am truly grateful to CASA's chairperson, national board members for their valuable presence. I also extend my humble regards to our director, Dr. Sushant Agol, for his precious presence and gracing this occasion. I especially thank to the dignitaries from different spheres of their excellence for being with us in this very special moment of CASA. My heartfelt regards to all the guests present to express their solidarity with CASA in spite of their busy schedule. It's so very inspiring for us to have such eminent people among us. My sincere thanks to all the staff members who helped in planning and preparing and actually executing on ground this very special occasion of celebrating 75 years of CASA. The beautiful decorations and the backdrop has been the hard work of a team of staff members and their creative ideas. We are truly thankful to all those who supported us in every possible ways to make this event a success. Ladies and gentlemen, let us give a round of applause for all the members who tirelessly supported us from behind the screen, so to say. Thank you. Namaskar.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for being a part of this beautiful celebration and gracing us with your indispensable presence. It was a pleasure hosting you. We'll see you again when CASA completes another milestone in its life. So till then, goodbye.